Okay, so we got a lot of progress with the throttle body that has been removed. Five little bolts. You're gonna need a number, I think 8mm. Just get you a small socket, deep well, probably preferred. When you pull this off, it's wise to go ahead and disconnect the fuel line going in, because it's still line. The problem is if you put a kink or something like that somehow. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do, but if you do it, it's fucking game over.
Game over.
And with that, I've actually kinked one. I cracked a aluminum fuel line one time, and I was able to fix it back with a compression fitting. So that's really getting lucky. But
right.
You got very, very little bending room. So what you have is everything here. We're gonna probably at some point just get everything kind of purged, get some good shop air. He wants to clean, up where the upper cylinder head is, before the new plenum goes back on. But this is about ready to be removed as well. It's a plastic part for the most part. It's plastic pieces. You got some fuel rails on it.
We got this bolt right here. We got these bolts over here.
Mm-hmm.
One right here, two. Got like 5-6 bolts on this side. Well, we got 3 bolts on this side.
Okay.
It's holding the intake manifold down.
Okay.
When you give me that ratchet, I go ahead and lift it up on this side. Finish it.
What size?
It's gonna be 10.
Okay, number 10 I got. And you know what I got? For all intents and purposes here.
You got it on a 3/4 drive?
Yes. Now this is the one here that I put the elbow on. Mm-hmm. If you wanna use it with the elbow, just in case. Okay, straight up, and you want a long extension.
Yeah, that's good.
There we go. So and there's numerous short and long bolts that are going to be attributed to the throttle body. So just kind of get a good place, keep those safe, and try to keep a good general storage area.
And when you think you got it tight, you got it tight.
Yeah, these are going to be inch pounds, so don't torque too much. And you can usually kind of tell by the head size too. And some of these sons of guns has got some real torque on them. But there was one of the air intake, the plenum bolts, one of these little deals right here that was actually loose. It just spun right off. With my finger. So
that caused a vacuum leak.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's the crazy part about it too, because you'll chase it down, and sometimes maybe think maybe it's a spark plug. I'm not getting no fire, or maybe it's an injector. You go start changing shit out like I've done before, and with these
you see, it could have been a whole bunch of other things.
The air intakes are really they're going to be real sensitive, and then when you go and change out on the later years, like valve cover and stuff, make sure you get the really, really good gray stuff. It's high temperature sealant, and you can almost kind of make a gasket. You got to fill in the channel, where it kind of sits on top of the engine. But man, that's real important, because that'll get you just leaking in one cylinder, or just be real lean. And I mean, it's nothing but sensors, man, that the computer is firing off, and you could just take an extra second and get a little bit more tightness. And you don't want to crack the plastic or nothing.
Okay.
I see the movement.
Yeah, but we'll have to move that. We'll have to move.
Where you held at?
The intake. We'll have to move that out the way.
Okay.
We'll have to sit that.
This guy?
Yes, sir.
We're going to pull that.
Let me sit right over there by the lawn. Yeah.
Because you got a lot of space here. The rails, I'm thinking, okay, they'll have a little bit of tightness because of the fuel injectors, but they're once you remove the mounting bolts, it's gonna lift right up. So you're gonna have, like, for example, you got this little post right here.
Bolts right there on the post.
Mm-hmm. So you just pull those nuts off. That's like probably gonna be 1/4 inch nut. You zip those off, And then what you want to do is make sure when you pull these rails, pull them up in a straight 90 degrees. Like, you know, don't tip too much, because you'll have one injector maybe get stuck, and then if you pull too hard,
tilt up a little bit and then kind of move because of this right here.
Yeah. You just got to kind of work it, you know, because sometimes you may get hung in one area, but just try to make sure you apply even force all the way around, so that way you don't break anything. And
that sounds like a good deal.
You shouldn't even really have to pull those locking mechanisms just yet. Those will want to remain in there until you actually change the fuel injectors themselves. But if you want to pull them to clean them with gas or something, you know, it's a good practice. Just
at this point, I think I should
careful.
go ahead and clean them with gas, or at least, because I don't know the difference between a good fuel injector and a bad fuel injector.
Oh man, no, the spray pattern will tell you everything, but you're not going to be able to test it. That's going to be the problem.
So I should just go ahead and clean it.
And you know, shop air too. Yeah, just blow the orifices. I wouldn't blow it too hard, but shoot, that might help, you know. Cause man, these things get pricey too. I think on my car, I'm looking at the ones I changed to last year. They were American brand, but you know, it wasn't. It was just mid-brand, about $50.
A piece.
That's about right. And they go up, you know, from there.
Yeah.
If you want to go like Bosch or something like that, you know, your Bosch ones, they're gonna be $60, $75 a piece, man, depending on the car, you know, and all that. Usually you get
I
your.
want the power, but goddamn,
Well,
I don't want the spin power.
You know what though, and I feel like this. You're gonna get probably very, very comparable flow rate on, regardless of the brand, you know, because it's going to have a certain spec where, you know, a fuel consumption, and just because you dump in more fuel in there doesn't necessarily mean it's a, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, now the air in conjunction, I would say, would help it out. So if you later on was to invest in the, you know, the higher performance fuel injectors,
yeah,
that might actually be a good investment too, man.
Fuel injector?
Because, all right, so you're getting more airflow now, for sure. I mean, I figure that's at least a quarter inch of volume on that new plenum on each cylinder. And then if you added like extra fuel proportionate to that, it's probably going to be, you probably notice a little different.
Yeah.
But then if y'all remember too, when you pull in more air in, it's automatically gonna enrich in the ratio of fuel too. So it will make your fuel injector spray a little harder. Yeah, it looks like we're almost home free now, and it seems like it's a pain sometimes. It's kind of monotonous, all the different accessories and shit you got to pull off of here, but man, in the long run, it's really worth it. It's worth not having the headache, you know, bending something or losing something in the process, because you know this one thing was in the way of this bolt and you couldn't quite get it without getting it lopsided and shit, you know. So
look, fuel rail bolts going right here.
okay.
8mm.
Okay, I think I got you there.
So we both gonna lift up at the same time.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and